Today we're going to talk about an important issue known as perfect pitch. Have you ever wanted to hear a note and to just be able to play it on the top of your tongue? Or have you ever heard a note and just wish that you could tell someone what it is right away? Bam! C! Or do you wish you could hear a sound bzzz, like a bird humming by and say that bird is humming at a frequency of 673 hertz? Well, whether you would like to do this for personal use, to impress your friends, or to use this in music, in creating your own music. Have you ever wanted to learn a song but you couldn't find the sheet music for the song? Then Perfect Pitch is for you. And today I'm going to teach you guys how you can get perfect pitch. The first thing that you need to know about perfect pitch is what it is. Perfect pitch is essentially the ability, there's two kind of main ways to do it. The first thing is you hear a sound and you're able to know what note it is. And the other version is someone asks you to sing a note and you're able to reproduce it. Whether you would like the first version or the second version doesn't matter. What I'm just saying is perfect pitch can be learned. And you have to practice both ways. Actually, I'm not sure which one's harder than the other, but there's just two ways. So, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Yame Piano, also known as Kenneth Choi, and I first discovered that I had perfect pitch around the time of junior high. Now, when I say I discovered, I don't necessarily mean I just discovered that I had it. Like one day I was like, I wonder what this note is, and I played. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's obvious. No, what I mean by that is I had to work to get it, and I'm just going to teach you guys the method I use to get it. Now, there are some people who say that perfect pitch is genetics, you cannot obtain it, but I'm willing to argue with these people that if you don't have it from birth, you can acquire it. And some people call that relative pitch, but I would like to call that acquired perfect pitch because essentially you're memorizing a certain note of value in your head and you're able to relate that to the piano. And so I'm going to teach you guys how I got this skill. Firstly, it started around the time of junior high. Now, this is going to be a little bit of background information about myself. I use perfect pitch mostly for K-pop song covers because when a song first comes out, someone has to make music for it to make a cover. And there's not always music for a song. So my method is that I try to make a song cover as fast as I could. And how do I do that? I just listen to the song over and 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 over until I go crazy and I get tired of the song and I don't want to listen to that song anymore. And then once I make the cover, I never listen to it again. But the way that I did it is through a memory cycle. So what do I mean by a memory cycle? There's this thing in The Power of Habit. If anyone hasn't read The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, I really highly recommend that book. Because what that book is talking about is in order to build a new habit, you need to be on this sort of schedule, a memory schedule per se. And this is how it works. When you first learn something, the way we usually learn is we cram for stuff. If you don't do that, then good for you. But I grew up cramming a lot for tests and even in college, and still I cram for stuff. But the best way to learn is through scheduled intervals where at first the intervals between each time of rest is very short, and then the times get longer and longer and longer until it stays in your long-term memory. For example, let's say you have to memorize that the United States was independent, signed the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Now, let's say this is your first time hearing this and you have a bad memory. So, what do? You test yourself. This is the way you can know if you know something, is you have to test yourself. Just by constantly repeating that fact does not necessarily get that into your brain better. Just repeating that the Independence Day was July 4th, 1776 over and over is not going to necessarily help you remember this fact unless you recall it from your memory. And to do that, you have to quiz yourself. That's also from a book by someone called Make It Stick. It's saying that the best indicator that you are learning is not to reread something or not to acquaint yourself with it again, but to recall it. So for example, if I'm trying to remember what I did last week, the best way to remember is to first think about what I did rather than to just turn to your planner right away to see that what you did. So the idea is to recall. And this principle can be applied in music, in perfect pitch as well. Let's say I sing you a note. I have perfect pitch. Ah is an A. And I'm going to play it here on the piano because I have a piano right next to me to show you that I'm not lying. Ah. Okay, well, I was really flat. Ah. And that is another thing about perfect pitch. Just because you have perfect pitch doesn't mean your tuning of the note will be exact. But basically, that is A. And if I were to ask you, what is A right now? Can you sing it? Try it. I just sang it for you 30 seconds ago. Go. Ah. If you sang that note, then you are correct. Now, the crazy thing is, try this now. Set a timer on your phone for 1 minute. And then pause this video, or no, don't even pause it. Just pause this video once a minute has passed and try to recall the note again. Then try it with 2 minutes, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And do this every day for a month. Did you hear that? Try it every day for a month. And after the month, if you still can get the note right at the beginning of the day on your first try, then you are on the right path. You have to be very intentional about it. And then once you are able to get it every day, then don't even think about music for 2 days, 3 days, and then test yourself again after 3 days. If you can still get it, then continue that trend. That is my secret to perfect pitch, and I challenge you to try it out. See how it goes and let me know what it's like.